back with another fun-filled video for you. And this is only my second live video that I've ever done, so this is more for practice. As you can see, we are outside. It is a nice warm day here in Tacoma, Washington. I'm over here at Ruston Way waterfront, and this place is absolutely gorgeous. And I just want to take a little time out to go over a knife that I think would appeal to just about anyone if you're looking to get into South African knives or looking to getting something completely different, but yet you're not quite ready for a full blown on South African knife. And the knife I'm talking about is the A11 knife. And this is really just an amazing piece. So the story behind this knife is that it is created by two people, Andre Van Heerden and Andre Thorburn. So the way these two met was that Andre Van Heerden was at a knife show where the veteran knife maker Andre Thorburn was lecturing there, and he approached him pretty much at the peak of his knife making skills, and he really wanted to show Andre Thorburn his work, which I thought was really ballsy, to be honest with you, because I think at the time he was just starting to pick up his skills as a knife maker. And so they got together and they made their first knife. And since then, the two of them have been creating what's called the A Square series. It actually says A2 on the knife, but really it's A square for the mathematical equation, meaning two people creating the knife. So the way this works is, and what's interesting about this collaboration is that it's literally split 50-50. We've got the designer as Andre Van Heerden, and then the creator or the builder of the knife as Andre Thorburn. So what we have here is the A11 Front Flipper, and it's just a simple looking knife. As you can tell, there's not a lot of bling on it. Basically it's got some blue carbon fiber scales on it, and that's pretty much it, and a zirconium pivot with a titanium pocket clip. So as you can tell, it's still a South African knife in most cases, but there's not a lot of complicated aesthetics on it. Basically, they just took blue fat carbon fiber and they put it right on the knife, because the idea behind it is to get people to appeal to the South African look without going overboard, because a lot of the solo pieces that are made by a lot of the South African knife makers might be a little bit too foreign for some Americans to handle, especially if you're just coming out of the production world. And this one is just really well made, beautifully centered. Thing flips like a dream. You have to learn how to flip a front flipper. It does take practice. The steel on this knife is M390. And we've got a carbon fiber back spacer on this one. So the building of the knife and the materials that are chosen are not too complicated that we wouldn't understand what the knife maker is doing. One of the most amazing things about this knife is the fact that it took two people to come up with a version of a South African knife that would be palatable to the American taste. The blade shape, as you can tell, is sort of a modified drop point blade. It's got kind of like a swedge up at the top, so it gives it sort of a kind of a foreign look. It could be more tactical, but you can still use it for drawing cuts. There's a little bit of chimping on the top of the knife there, as you guys can see. And the zirconium pivot really works well. with the aesthetic of it. Plus the fact that the entire knife is all blue with these really strong marble blue highlights on it really make it look really nice. And I just wanted to give this knife a good look for all of you that are maybe considering moving into the South African field of making knives, or maybe you're looking into something different, or maybe you're just looking to get your first custom. And I think that's really the purpose behind the A Square knives, to get people to appreciate custom knives and in general, and to open up the possibilities not only for what a knife can be aesthetically, but what a knife can be mechanically. Because I will guarantee you feel this smooth, how smooth this knife is. You can really tell a lot of thought went into it, a lot of thought process really went into it. The ergonomics are just absolutely spectacular on this piece. It fits the hand beautifully. Probably the only thing that might get you is the fact that you're not quite sure where to put your fingers on it, just because they've got these grooves here that are kind of not really well explained. But after a while you get it. You're going to be putting your index finger and your middle finger on the two in this part of the groove here, and then the rest of your fingers will go around it. And it takes a while to get used to it, because you'll be fidgeting around going, well, that doesn't feel quite comfortable. But then once you get it, you get it. So that's what kind of makes it an interesting choice. And other than that, that's probably the only challenge. Not quite sure what the hole is. Apparently that's some sort of aesthetic that they decided to pick to make the knife. I personally don't like it, but you know, you take the good with the bad. But I mean, compared to, you know, what I wouldn't like in a knife, I think I can pretty much accept that. That's not that big of a deal. The titanium pocket clip is just your regular plain one. That's where they kind of deviate more into the production world, where they didn't do too much flash on the pocket clip. It's got this sort of rectangular design on the back, but other than that, there's really nothing particularly holding it, you know, not holding your attention, or holding your attention however you want to look at it. Again, the knife is incredibly smooth and just overall fantastic. It cuts like a dream. I don't have any paper to do a paper cut test, but then again, I'm just showing off the knife just to give you guys an idea of what's available out there. Again, the price for this knife, yeah, you're gonna have to deal with that one, and really make sure you're really ready to get a custom. The price for this knife was $950. I still chuckle when I say it. Yeah, $950, but you're really getting a great knife for the price, and you're getting a custom, not made by one person, but made by two. And so I just wanted to give you guys a good quick look at the A Square series, because they've got some offerings, I feel, that work really well. And you know, the way the knife is put together, there's not too much flash that it wouldn't appeal to you. So consider the A11. It's a really big knife. I forgot to mention that the blade length on this is 3.6. I actually did a video on this knife, not a live one, but if you want to check out the rest of the stats and all that, you can go check out that video on my channel. There is one of these on the Blade Gallery website, which I'm going to put the Blade Gallery website on my channel and on this video, so you guys can go check that out. It's not a front flipper, it's a regular flipper. But, you know, since I got into South African knives, I almost always go for a front flipper piece. It's just what I prefer. I like the clean look. The fact that there's no flipper back here on the side that's going to peck into your pocket, I find that very, very appealing. So to have the flipper up at the top, and the fact that you can open it in multiple ways, makes it a really good choice for me. So, so all that said and done, consider the A Square knife. I definitely am very happy to have this in my collection. The A Square series, they've made, I believe, 7 or 8 knives together. Some of them are still around, some of them are discontinued. I hope the lighting isn't too bad. Oh, here we go, a little better lighting with the shadow. But definitely consider getting this piece. It's just a fantastic overall knife for everyday use, and yet it's also a custom. But it's also not so custom that it would wind up as just strictly a safe queen, which is another reason why I decided to do this video. If you want to get a custom knife that could be a user, the A Square series is perfect place to start. So this is Omar, your Knife of the Party guy, signing off with my second live video on the A Square series, the A11. Thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a fantastic day. One last shot of where I am, because this place is just really, really beautiful. You guys have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you guys on my next video. Thanks so much, and have a great day.